Have you ever wished you could go back in time? Not to become younger again, not to change every mistake you've ever made, just to sit down with the woman you used to be, to hold her hand, and tell her a few things you know now. I've thought about that many times, especially when I think about the woman I was at 45. I can still see her. She's standing in her kitchen on a Tuesday evening. She's making dinner while thinking about tomorrow's schedule. She's answering a text message, checking if the laundry is finished, wondering what the kids need for school, thinking about work, trying to remember what she forgot at the grocery store. She's taking care of everyone, just like she always has, and she honestly believes she's fine. She's tired, but that's normal. She's forgetting little things, but that's just getting older. She's waking up in the middle of the night, but everyone has stressful seasons. She doesn't know it yet, but her body has already begun to change. If I could walk into that kitchen today, I don't think I'd start talking about menopause. I wouldn't start explaining hormones or estrogen or symptoms. I think I'd simply walk over to her, wrap my arms around her, and let her cry. Because I know something she doesn't know yet. The next few years are going to confuse her. There will be days when she won't recognize herself, days when she'll wonder why she's crying over something so small, days when she'll lose her patience and feel guilty 5 minutes later, days when she'll wake up exhausted after sleeping all night, days when she'll stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m, wondering why her brain refuses to rest. She'll think she's becoming someone she doesn't like very much, and that thought will break her heart because she's always been the strong one, the dependable one, the woman everyone else leans on. So when she starts feeling like she's falling apart, she won't know who to ask for help. If I could sit beside her today, I'd take her hands and say, "Sweetheart, nothing is wrong with your character. You are not becoming weak. You are not becoming lazy. And you are certainly not becoming crazy. Your body is simply entering a season that nobody prepared you for." I wish someone had told me that, because for the longest time, I blamed myself. Every time I forgot something, I blamed myself. Every time I lost my patience, I blamed myself. Every time I needed to lie down in the middle of the afternoon, I blamed myself. I thought I simply wasn't trying hard enough. I thought everyone else my age was handling life better than I was. I smiled. I kept going. I told people I was fine. But inside, I was becoming frightened by the woman I thought I was turning into. Looking back now, I wish I could gently stop her before she says those words she repeated so many times. "I'm fine." "No, you're not," and pretending won't make it easier. One of the biggest mistakes I made was believing I had to carry everything by myself. I thought asking for help meant I was failing. I thought resting meant I was being lazy. I thought slowing down meant I was giving up. I couldn't have been more wrong. You know what's interesting? When we're young, we think strength means carrying everything, but life has taught me something different. Real strength sometimes looks like sitting down, taking a deep breath, admitting you're struggling, allowing someone to help. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. If I could tell my younger self one thing before anything else, it would be this: please, be kinder to yourself. You speak to yourself in ways you would never speak to someone you love. You call yourself lazy, dramatic, forgetful, difficult, emotional. Can you imagine saying those words to your best friend if she was suffering? Of course not. So why are you saying them to yourself? Your body is asking for compassion, not criticism. Your mind is asking for understanding, not judgment. And one day, you'll realize that the woman staring back at you in the mirror doesn't need to be fixed. She needs to be loved, especially by you. That's something I learned much later than I wish I had. If I could go back, I would place my hand on her shoulder, look her in the eyes, and tell her something she desperately needed to hear. You don't have to earn the right to rest. I know you feel guilty when the dishes stay in the sink. I know you feel guilty when dinner isn't perfect. I know you feel guilty when you cancel plans because you're simply too exhausted, but listen to me. The people who love you won't remember whether the laundry was folded that afternoon. They'll remember whether you were healthy enough to laugh with them, whether you sat beside them, whether you hugged them, whether you were present. The laundry can wait. Your health can't. I wish I had understood that sooner. because I spent so much energy trying to be everything for everyone that I slowly stopped taking care of the one person who needed me the most, myself. And that, more than anything, is what I wish I could change. Not because I regret loving my family, I never will, but because I've learned something beautiful. Taking care of yourself is one of the most loving things you can do for the people around you, because when you're healthier, more rested, more peaceful, you have so much more of yourself to give. And trust me, the woman you're becoming is worth taking care of. There's something else I wish I could tell you. Actually, I wish I could save you from carrying so much guilt. I know you've started apologizing more than you used to. I'm sorry. I'm just tired. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to react that way. Those words have become part of your everyday life. But sweetheart, please stop apologizing for things you don't even understand yet. You're trying so hard to be the woman you've always been that you don't realize you're fighting a battle your body was never asking you to fight. You're measuring yourself with the wrong ruler. You're comparing yourself to the woman you were 10 years ago. Of course you'll feel disappointed. That woman had a different body, different hormones, different energy, different needs. Your body isn't asking you to become her again. It's asking you to become someone new. And one day, you're going to discover something surprising. That new woman is wiser, gentler, more patient with herself. She laughs differently. She loves differently. She finally understands that slowing down isn't losing. Sometimes, it's healing. There's another thing I desperately wish you would do. Please, go to the doctor sooner. Not because something terrible is happening, but because living without answers is exhausting. You'll spend months wondering if you're stressed, if you're depressed, if you're simply getting older. You'll blame yourself for almost everything, when all along, your body has been trying to tell you something. Having a name for what you're feeling won't solve every problem, but it will take away so much fear. There's something incredibly comforting about understanding. The day I finally heard the word menopause, I didn't feel defeated. I felt relieved because suddenly everything made sense. The sleepless nights, the brain fog, the tears, the anxiety, the exhaustion, the feeling that I wasn't myself anymore. I wasn't broken. I wasn't weak. I wasn't failing. I was changing, and knowing that changed everything. I also wish I could tell you something about your husband. He's not your enemy. I know there will be days when you'll feel like he doesn't understand you, because honestly, he won't. Not at first. How could he? You don't understand what's happening yourself. So how could you expect him to? Please talk to him, not during an argument, not after a long day. Choose a quiet moment. Tell him you're scared. Tell him you're confused. Tell him you don't recognize yourself sometimes. Let him see behind the frustration, because frustration is only the surface. Underneath it, there's fear, and the people who love us can't comfort fears they never get to see. He doesn't need perfect explanations. He just needs honesty. One conversation can prevent 100 misunderstandings. I wish I had known that. And then there are the children. Oh, how I wish I could hug you after the days when you lose your patience with them, because I know what happens afterward. You sit alone, thinking you're a terrible mother. You're not. You're a tired mother. There's a difference. Please remember that. The beautiful thing about children is that they don't count our difficult days. They count our love. Years from now, they won't remember whether dinner was late. They won't remember that one afternoon you cried in the laundry room. They won't remember the days you forgot something at the grocery store. They'll remember the bedtime stories, the hugs, the laughter, the way you looked at them when they walked into the room. Love is what stays, not perfection. So stop chasing perfection. Your family doesn't need a perfect woman. They need you. And finally, there's someone else I want to tell you about. Bob. Spend more time with him. Sit on the kitchen floor with him. Take one more walk. Throw the ball one more time. Take more pictures. Not because you'll forget him. You never will. But because one day those little ordinary moments will become priceless. You'll look back and realize they were never ordinary at all. One quiet afternoon with him lying beside your feet will one day become one of your favorite memories. Don't rush through those moments. Life has a way of making us believe there's always tomorrow. Sometimes there isn't. And when that day comes, don't blame yourself for grieving so deeply, because grief is simply love that no longer has a place to go. Bob wasn't just your dog, he was family. He loved you without asking anything in return, and it's okay to miss him, even years later. Love doesn't disappear just because time passes, it changes shape. That's all. Looking back now, I realize something I wish every woman knew before menopause. You don't need to become stronger. You've already spent your whole life being strong. Maybe this season is asking you to become softer. Softer with yourself. Softer with your expectations. Softer with your heart. Because sometimes healing doesn't begin the day we find the right treatment. Sometimes it begins the day we finally stop being so hard on ourselves. As I've gotten older, I've realized something I never understood when I was younger. Life doesn't always become easier, but it can become kinder. Not because the problems disappear, not because everything suddenly falls into place, but because little by little, we learn to stop fighting ourselves. I spent so many years believing I needed to become the woman I used to be. I kept trying to get back to who I was before the sleepless nights, before the anxiety, before menopause, before everything changed. But one day, I asked myself a question that changed the way I looked at my life. What if I wasn't supposed to go back? What if I was supposed to go forward? What if this wasn't the end of the woman I had been, but the beginning of the woman I was becoming? That thought changed everything. Because I finally stopped asking, how do I become my old self again? And I started asking, who is this new woman, and how can I take good care of her? Those are two very different questions. One is filled with regret, the other is filled with hope. And hope is a beautiful place to begin again. Today, I know things that 45-year-old me couldn't possibly have known. I know that there will be mornings when she'll wake up smiling again. I know she'll laugh until her stomach hurts. I know she'll sleep through the night again. I know she'll look in the mirror one day and recognize herself. Maybe not the younger version, but someone even more beautiful. Someone who has survived, someone who has learned, someone who has become softer without becoming weaker, someone who finally understands that worth has never depended on productivity or energy or perfection. I've also learned something else. Growing older isn't about losing yourself. It's about meeting versions of yourself you never knew existed. Some of them will surprise you, some will challenge you, some will make you cry, and some will make you proud. So, if you're watching this today and you're in the middle of that confusing season, please don't lose hope. I know it feels overwhelming sometimes. I know there are days when you don't recognize yourself. I know there are moments when you wonder if you'll ever feel normal again. I know, because I've been there. And if I could sit beside you right now, the way I wished I could sit beside my younger self, I wouldn't start by giving you advice. I'd probably just take your hand. I'd let you cry if you needed to. And then I'd tell you something I wish someone had told me years ago. You are not failing. You are adapting. You are not becoming less. You are becoming different. And different is not something to fear. Different can be beautiful. Different can be peaceful. Different can even become the happiest chapter of your life. Please be patient with yourself. Speak to yourself gently. Celebrate the small victories. Ask for help when you need it. Rest without guilt. Laugh whenever you can. Take pictures. Hug the people you love a little longer. Tell them you love them more often. Because life moves so much faster than we realize. One day you'll wake up, and this season will already be behind you. And when you look back, I hope you won't remember only the difficult moments. I hope you'll remember your courage, your resilience, your kindness, the way you kept going even when you were scared, the way you loved your family while trying to understand yourself, the way you chose hope, even on the days when hope felt very far away. Sometimes I still think about that woman standing in her kitchen all those years ago. I wish I could walk through that door. I wish I could hug her. I wish I could whisper, everything is going to be okay. But life doesn't work that way. We can't go back. We can't rewrite the chapters we've already lived. We can't hand letters to the women we used to be. But maybe, just maybe, that's not why I wrote this letter. Maybe it was never meant for her. Maybe it was always meant for you. Because if you're listening to my voice today, Perhaps you're standing in your own kitchen. Perhaps you're lying awake at 3 in the morning. Perhaps you've been wondering what's happening to your body. Perhaps you've been blaming yourself for things that were never your fault. If that's you, then this letter belongs to you now. Keep it. Read it whenever you need to. And every time that little voice inside your head tells you you're not enough, I want you to remember one simple sentence. You're measuring yourself with the wrong ruler. Stop comparing yourself to the woman you used to be. Start loving the woman you're becoming, because I promise you, she is stronger than she knows, kinder than she realizes, and far more beautiful than she can see today. Thank you for spending these moments with me. If this letter felt like it was written for you, I'd love to hear from you. What is one thing you wish someone had told you before menopause? Share it in the comments. Your words may become the encouragement another woman needs today. And if this conversation brought you comfort, please like this video, subscribe, and join our Reset After 50 family, because none of us should have to walk through this season of life alone. And if no one has told you this lately, let me be the one. You're going to be okay.